Huge story out of capital city showing what's happening in construction industry. For many, many years, it was very easy to start and run construction company. You did not need a lot of money. You could just start hiring people, do all of that. But now it's almost like running a corporation because those employees are taking it to the government when you didn't set them up properly, when you don't pay 401k for them, when you don't pay taxes, when you don't do anything right. Now you are exposed, you can go to jail, you can receive fines. Check out the story.
And now to a story you will only find here on Fox 61. This tax day, dozens of construction workers and carpenters gathered in the capital city demanding change.
Union representatives say wage theft and employment misclassification cost workers and the state more than $100 million a year.
Fox 61's Jake Garcia was at a rally and he joins us in studio tonight with more on their message. Jake.
Government always wants their cut, but so do employees. So according to this story, $100 million, I wonder how they come up with the number, but nothing new here. We do see misclassification a lot, and now just more eyes on the problem.
Well, Britt and Sarah, workers say more and more construction employers are taking advantage of their employees by not paying them their fair share or not taking taxes out altogether.
Here's the question, what is a fair share? What I have seen even on our YouTube channel, a lot of employees complaining about their wages. They say, well, you just have to pay us more, but nobody's telling business owner how to charge more. If you're in competitive industry like gutters or roofing, siding, painting, it's all pretty competitive. You can't just go and charge double your price because it's already competitive. You already have a big overhead. Easier to say, I want more than $25 an hour, but teach me, how can I charge? How can I increase my price? Where can I save to pay that employee $25 to $50? I remember in 2005, I was making $10 an hour hanging siding here in Minneapolis. That was a going rate. Today it's 2.5, 3 times more, and it's still not enough. So where's the bottom line? Where's the starting wage? What's fair for both employee but also employer? Because it's not easy to run a business, and that's why so many file bankruptcy, because they cannot pay people anymore. They cannot pay all the taxes, all the costs, all the fines, all the regulations. You know, business is expensive.
Workers say their families pay the price and they've had enough. Members of a regional carpenters union held a rally around Pulaski Circle in Hartford Monday afternoon for their annual Tax Fraud Day of Action. Union leaders say the industry has become filled with companies and contractors who take advantage of their own workers by committing wage theft or classifying employees as independent contractors to the IRS.
And then at the end of the year, the burden falls on the individual rather than the person who was supposed to have done it to begin with if they're following the law.
This building at 55 Elm Street, once a state office building, now in the process of being converted into luxury apartments, has been ordered by the state to stop work because of this.
There was a DOL investigation. They shut the job down. No one was in compliance. Cash payment. None of the burdens were being paid. None of the taxes, the workers' comp. So they shut it down until everybody got in order, and then they can resume business.
Most likely someone bid on a job to make some money, to make some profit. Probably didn't bid correctly, probably don't have money to do everything right. So maybe a contractor is cutting corners here. That's why he's not compliant. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Or other legitimate contractors can come and do the work.
Ben Whalen is a residential construction contractor.
Here's the problem. Is legitimate contractor gonna double the price to do everything right? Because oftentimes, you know, if you only have $1 million budget for, let's say, a huge project, you know, and the project costs $1.5, $2 million. Oftentimes is the client who's forcing contractor to do something, I don't want to say shady, but if you are on a budget, contractor also have to be creative to work with that budget.
Along the shoreline, and says so many businesses are doing this and providing the work at a cheaper cost that it's costing him business.
So we started losing to labor costs, and when you look at labor costs, carpenters make what carpenters make, but then there's other things involved, workers' comp, your payroll tax, these other things that get involved that really drive the wage of a carpenter.
Whalen wants to see more accountability from state agencies, but says customers can help by asking if they have employees or independent contractors.
Whether it's the building department, Department of Labor, the laws are there. They just need to be enforced. And if they're not being enforced, people should be asking the question of their contractors that are coming through the door.
Former Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin says this is critical for the local economy.
Pay fair wages, pay them legally, pay your insurance, pay your taxes, and build up communities the right way, in a way that allows us to build up the middle class, allows you to lift up your families, allows all of us to do better.
Great message, but how exactly do we do it? So we do have competition with an unfair advantage who does not pay proper wages, who does not pay their employees all overtime and all of that stuff. But how do you deal with that? How do you enforce that law? Do you shut them down? Do you put them out of business with their employees, with the people who agree to work for those businesses? Or do you only hire people who do it right? And how do you do your research?
Now, a new report by the Century Foundation estimates that 30,000 workers in Connecticut alone are facing wage theft or being misclassified. According to that report also, construction industry tax fraud costs workers and Connecticut taxpayers $146 million a year. Reporting in studio, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Comment below what you think, and if you're in the construction industry, if you maybe run a business, do you do it right? Do you cut corners? Do you misclassify your subs versus your employees? How do you guys do it? I read all of my comments coming away. Let's have this conversation.